Imagine waking up one morning and you find your farm completely destroyed by wild animals. Well, this is a story of farmers living at the Waso West wetlands, locally known as Marura, in Rumuruti, that's in Laikipia County. Hundreds of farmers have pitched tent along the marshes and undertaken farming activities, taking advantage of the rich soils and access to the free government land. But wild animals continuously invade their farms in search of pasture, with the dry season now setting in. And as Martin Munene found out, these farmers are now devising ingenious ways of keeping these wild animals away from their farms by literally spending the night in their farms.
At Dhome village in Rumuruti, Laikipia County, locals are gathered here as they map out how they will keep watch over their farms. These farms along the Marura swamp are the source of their livelihoods. The men here have gotten accustomed to spending their nights away from home as they ward off wild animals that have invaded their farmed lands in search of pasture. At the farms, they gather and light a fire to keep warm, as the nights are chilly, but also because the fire is an important arsenal in their contention with the wild animals, buffaloes being the most constant invaders. James Kamau, a farmer here, understands the risks involved, but is willing to face them as they get free access to government land to farm.
Marura si shamba yetu, shamba serikali. Na inatusaidia kwa chakula kwa sababu hatulipi chochote. Tunalima tu. Mwaka ikiisha tunakuja tena tunalima. Ikiisha tunakuja tunalima. Faida yetu ni ile kitu tunapata ndani yake. Shida tu ni mbogo. Hakuna shida kitu tunasema hapana. Hata kama unagonjeka hospitali unaenda pale unatibiwa unarudi mpaka utafuta tu. Ni kama vile kama kuja kazi. Na sisi naye tunakuwa kazi na.
Here, it's a battle for survival between man and beast, as man must feed, but so must the beast. And in the wild, it's a survival for the fittest. Another farmer, Bernard Miner, says the situation is desperate as they fear asking the government for help to keep the wild animals away from land which they are squatters on.
Zinaenda, lakini sasa wamekuwa wakali. Juu zaidi hata ile chakula iko kwa nyumba, karibu watunyang'anya. Sasa warudi moto nyuma, hata wakionyesha moto hata nini, ilikuwa ukichoma mamioto wanatoroka. Lakini sasa watoroki. Na juu ni kiangazi, huwezi jua ni shida gani. Na juu ni area ya serikali, huwezi kupangia serikali. Lakini juu kuna waya kama ile wanasemaga ya waya, kama wangeweka moto na wafungie huku ni afadhali. Lakini juu ni kiangazi watafungiwa hapo wakufia hapo. Sasa unaona hii ni wakati unangojea tu Mungu mwenyewe amue.
For them, the struggle is not just at night, but also during the day, as they often face herders whose animals stray into their farms.
Usiku tena ni wanyama. Kwa hiyo nakaa hiyo masaa yote wanasema Mungu nisaidie. Hata si wengi wanaweza hiyo kazi. Ndio unaona wanalima, inakula na inamaliza na haraka tu. Lakini akiwa na jambo lingine yeye anafanya. Lakini sasa kama mimi sitokagi hapa usiku na mchana, hata duka naenda kama mwizi bio na kurudi bio.
But in as much as the land is free, the investments they make is not, with farmers putting in substantial amounts to farm.
Kwa eka moja huwa tunatumia 1,100 na unaweza kosa kuirudisha kwa sababu kama nyati imekuja na umeajiri washman amelala ikanyange, sio ni kile utapata hapo, kwa sababu ikikanyanga imepasua hiyo bulb za kitunguu.
Necessity is the mother of inventions, and so farmers here have had to become creative, like hanging this torch on a stick to try and multiply the effect of the number of people manning the farms. But this, they say, is not enough to keep the animals away.
Wakati huwa kiangazi zinakuja kila siku. Lakini mvua ikinyesha hawakuji mara mingi, wanakuja mara 2-3 hivi. Kiasi kimea kabisa hawakuji.
But even in the face of all this, they say they will not give up as they do not have an alternative.
Tutafanya nini? Tunahofia, lakini sasa tutafanya aje? Na lazima ulime upate chakula. Kwanza wakati huu unajua ni njaa tupu.
On the night that we had spent here, we were tense as we had heard stories of how buffaloes can terrorize farmers till early morning. But on this particular night, only 4 buffaloes made it to the farm and were easily repelled. For these farmers, dawn is a moment of reflection and counting losses, if any, but it also gives them hope to face the day after conquering the night and its horrors. In another farm in the same county of Laikipia, Martin Dirangwa, fruit farmer, offers a solution that he says could go a long way in saving the Dome farmers the trouble of spending the night in the cold and endangering their lives. He too had issues with birds invading his fruit farm, but the use of reflective decorations have effectively kept the birds at bay. He says solar-powered light and sound is the answer.
Tafuta floodlight. Hiyo floodlight inawekwa mahali juu, iko na motion sensor. Hiyo motion sensor inaongeza light kulingana, hiyo mwangaza inaongeza mwangaza kulingana na ile mnyama inatembea kwa hiyo shamba yako. Then unaweza weka ile huta. Hiyo ukifinya inalia kila mahali. Na hiyo itasaidia yule mnyama akisikia hiyo sauti, then aone ile mwangaza anahepa.
Whether Dome farmers adopt the technology or not, or whether the buffaloes and other animals will stop invading their farms or not, are questions only time can answer. But one thing holds true: they will do all they can to survive. A 2021 report by the Worldwide Fund for Nature WWF and the UN Environment Programme UNEP warned that human-wildlife conflict is the main threat to long-term survival of some of the world's most emblematic species. In Kenya, the top 5 counties that have had the highest reported incidents of human-wildlife conflict include Taita Taveta, Narok, Lamu, Kajiado and Laikipia, whilst the top species involved in the incidents are elephants, buffaloes, hyenas and hippos. Elephants are responsible for the highest incident of crop destruction and have the highest number of reported threat incidents. Martin Munene, Citizen TV, Laikipia County.